Established in 2006, it is given in recognition of outstanding achievement in Hosta hybridizing to a member of the society who has truly advanced the genus Hosta. The recipient then selects a cultivar of his or her choice from his or her breeding program as the Distinguished Merit Hosta. This year's recipient is unable to be here with us this evening as the commute would be too far, but has asked a fellow hybridizer to accept the award on his behalf and read his acceptance speech. The recipient started about 25 years ago with first collecting hostas, and his interest went fast from collecting to hybridizing. He started out with a lot of species and different Pycnophylla. He dreamt of Kukuyai and Pycnophylla genes, so he used Marilyn Monroe, Goldbrook Grebe, Makawai no Yuki, and more. Trips to the US in 2005 and 2007 gave him a lot of inspiration as well as more Hosta. He then produced 100,000 crosses and seedlings, and at this moment he has about 450 with his signature name, which includes many streakers too. Of those 450 named Hostas, about 63 have been officially registered with AHS, and he continues to register about 10 more each year. Several are in tissue culture and on the market. I know I have a few. On one of these visits here to the AHS convention in Des Moines, he gave an orange ball cap to a dozen or so people as a gift from Holland. The orange cap was what all the supporters of the Holland national soccer team wore, so they are now known as the Orange Hat Club. He studied agriculture and currently teaches at an agricultural school for autistic children who want to become gardeners. Plants have always had his interest, but it is the leaves he loves, not so much the flowers. So wherever Jeff Miller is, you got a kindred spirit there. He has written a book already 8 years old, but still has plans to write another with all of his valleys in it. The recipient of this year's Eunice Fisher Award is Jeroen Linneman. Please join me in welcoming Rod Kuenster.
Hi, Jeroen. How you doing? I'm sure you'll see this video. I'm going to read Jeroen's speech here to everybody. First of all, I'd like to warmly thank all those who are present in the room and the board of the American Hosta Society, the Eunice Fisher Committee for nominating Jeroen for this award, and for awarding him the Distinguished Hybridizer Merit Award for the 2019 year. Unfortunately, he cannot be here to receive this award himself. He'd love to have me accept this award for him, which is fine. However, I'm very happy that my dear friend offered to accept it. When Paula Lee Tolte informed me of my nomination, I just couldn't believe it. And I thought people were joking with me. It was me to be nominated for the Eunice Fisher Award. I just couldn't believe that. But after a short email conversation, I was convinced that it was true. Still surprised, but very happy to be the first European winner. It is a great honor for me. When looking at the list of the previous winners of this award, I see the big names of the Hosta breeders that I've been looking up to for years, such as Doug Bilstein, Olga Patrician, Bevan Dave Stegeman, Don Dean, and many more. All the people that I've visited during the Hosta trips to the American Hosta Convention in 2005 and 2007. All the great memories I had with all these people. A little story about from Jeroen. In 2005, Kathy Gass Shadrach and Mike Shadrach set up his first Hosta trip to the USA. Together with the Dutch Hosta Society, we traveled through all of Michigan and Ohio, went to the AHS convention in Cleveland. Though I already had met many of these people, via social media, meeting them in person, and viewing their gardens and their seedlings was a unique and valuable experience. I really enjoyed every minute of this trip. I learned a lot from all these Hosta friends. I still remember the visit to Doug's nursery greenhouse. Very impressive, Doug, especially the large quantities of seedlings he has. I remember walking from his house to the touring car full of energy with a Hosta gift in my hand. During this trip, I also met Peter Rue, Bob Cuck, and many more beautiful Hosta people in their gardens. I met Rod Kuenster, Kathy's son, and became friends very quickly with them for our love for the street Hostas. Together we went on separate Hosta trips with Kathy through the East Coast, visiting many gardens, and with Rod through the Midwest. In all these years, I started collecting my own Hosta collection, which is called Hosta Valley. In 2019, I've been collecting for 25 years and have my first introductions were named after my garden, which I call the valleys. Jeroen lives in the valley. Everything over there he grows in pots. And he keeps in pots and he stages them in like Hosta beds now in the pots. There was the Hosta valleys, shoot to shoot, valleys vanilla sticks, valleys liquid green. All these were open pollinated seedlings from Hosta Kifukukurin Yubatek. I butchered that one, I'm sure, but as mentioned before, in 2007, Jeroen traveled with Kathy Sisson through the East Coast, and with Rod, we visited many gardens. One in particular he wanted me to mention was the garden of Brian and Virginia Skaggs. He met Brian, a late good friend. Together they enjoyed his garden, all the enormous, beautiful, big hostas Brian had. This is the first time he saw the plant hosta Big Kahuna, and a streaked one called Bev and Dave. Then we went to Olga's garden. He still remembers Gotham, which is nailed in his memories as one of the best hostas he's ever seen. He enjoyed Bev and Dave's garden and all the hospitality they showed us, him and me. Together with Rod, we also visited the garden of Audra and Fred Wilson in Des Moines. And of course, Rod's own streaker heaven. And he wanted me to say, he's never seen so many streakers. The best of all, I met Rod, a friend for life, which I'm very proud of. Of course, I've been creating my own Hosta line for a number of years, and a lot of Hosta, Pycnophilia, Cucutii, and Lonchipine genes. At this time in Europe, there's many people interested in breeding Hostas. And Jeroen would like to mention a couple, mainly Hugo Phillips, who he has learned a lot from, and he also believes that some new people in Germany, such as Christina Brinkman, people also from Belgium, that's Patrick Bautier, Ronnie Van Keur, and Rick Desmond. We'll be having many new Hostas introductions coming through the States soon. Jeroen's a big fan of some of the new hybridizing techniques of Dan Wolf's. He wanted me to mention that. He has some very large valley hostas with leaves 42 by 53 centimeters. I don't know what that translates to, personally, but sounds big. He has some of these large ones that he has to look forward to. He says he's going to hope to get some over here. Valley's Heartbreak Hotel, Valley's Haka, Valley's Grand Forks, and he hopes to get those over here soon, he says. Some valleys that are in production in tissue culture production and that are here, and I do have all three of these now. Valley's Ruffle Shuffle, Valley's Red Scorpion, and Valley's Lemon Squash. They're all very nice plants. After 25 years of breeding hostas, Jeroen has 450 named hostas. I guess we've already heard that, so I'm going to pass over that. So I'd like to announce Jeroen's pick for the Eunice Fisher Distinguished Merit Hosta Award for 2019. Jeroen has picked Valley's Pavlova. Valley's Pavlova, sorry. It's a very elegant hosta leaf with many ruffles. It's a sort of a yellow plant with white backs, of course. Jeroen loves white backs. So once again, hostas Pavlova. Oops. And here we go, the orange cap. So, thanks again for Jeroen.
As a last minute thing, I thought it would be nice